Just a short video, hopefully. Hello all, Chief Prepper here. I'm going to talk about life during a shift event. I talked about on Prepper Nation's John, his live about there are not going to be any days off. If you're lucky, the moments of peace you get will be when you're trying to sleep and you won't be waking up or having broken sleep. I'll be honest with you though, if you're lucky to get 4 hours of sleep a day, you're going to be busy, either looking out. Decent chance if you're in the city, you're going to be fighting for your life every day. Mundane tasks will become full-time jobs. Laundry. The most dangerous time for you is going to be when you're asleep, when you're going to the bathroom, or when you're trying to take a bath or wash or shower or whatever. You're going to be indisposed and vulnerable during those times. There's going to have to be a guard. Food is going to become a major issue because right now we have access to instant heat. You go in there and turn a knob, whether it's gas or electric, and you got instant heat. You don't have to have a fire banked, basically 24/7 to cook on. If you don't have a wood burning stove, then you don't have any way to heat anything. If you don't have a cooking grate, you can't heat anything. If you don't have a rocket stove, which is a wood burning stove where you can heat up stuff pretty fast, you can't heat anything. By the way, if you don't have cast iron cookware, you can't really cook very well because the pots and pans that are designed to go on gas burners and electric stoves are not designed to go over wood flame. Water is going to be an issue. In the city, if it happens, the water will go immediately. If you're in a building and there's water in the pipes, then the lower floors will have pressure for a while, maybe. But the toilets will back up on the lower floors. If you're in the country and you have septic, as long as you can fill up the tank on the toilet, excuse me, you can flush your toilets and use that. Otherwise, going to the bathroom is going to be a problem. Ladies, you're going to have to learn how to squat, not on the toilet. So all the things we take for granted right now are going to become a chore and a challenge. So you just need to understand that. You also need to be mentally prepared in the event that if it comes to a fight, that you're going to need to be lethal and live with the consequences of that. And maybe your neighbor, and maybe a family member, and maybe something you definitely don't want to do. But when they're coming for you to take your stuff that you've set aside for your family, then you've got a choice to make. If you haven't read the book 1 Second After, it's a 3-book series. I would recommend listening to all 3. It does end well, but not without a lot of pain and suffering along the way. There are movies you can watch: Defiance, TV series Revolution, TV series Jericho, Book of Eli. Basically, look at all the post-apocalyptic movies, and if you look at them, there's things that they show that people don't pay attention to about how people carry their weapons. Most of them have some kind of holster for handguns. Most of them have a sling or some kind of sleeve for their rifles. Ammunition, bows and arrows. Revolution's TV series was really good because they depicted running out of bullets, so they went back to swords, spears, and bows and arrows. The reality is, just like food, if you can't grow it, no matter how much you have stored, you're going to run out of what you got stored, and you're going to have to grow stuff. You're going to have to, if you got meat put away, you're going to run out of meat eventually. Pinball is famous for saying this: if you prep for a year, what are you going to do on day 366? ammunition is something that you have a pile of, you've got weapons, but what happens when you shoot the last bullet? So I put out a video about investing in reloading supplies and then learning from somebody. That's something that I would highly recommend you do. We have the train thing getting ready to rear its ugly head. If it comes to pass, things will go south really quick. Trains carry coal powers electricity plants, and the plants that, at least the two here in San Antonio, are coal plants. So if the strike goes on long enough where they don't get any more coal shipments and they run out, plants go down, that's two here in our town, but how many other plants across the country? So that's something you need to pay attention to. If I was going to do anything for the next 5 days, I would invest in more food, beans and rice. If you don't eat beans and rice and you don't know how to cook them, then don't invest in them. But you need something that you can cook that you can feed yourself and keep yourself alive with. If you don't have a water filtration system, get two. Something that you can take pond water or lake water or creek water and filter and then make it safe to drink. Looking at some videos that people have out on how to do that and what they do to make it safe to drink. That's a very important thing. It's a long process to boil water. Me and my wife learned that during the Texas freeze. So we spent 4 days boiling water and doing dishes. We built up dishes over 5 days, and that was one of our big mistakes. So we will switch as soon as something happens in the future with paper products. And then I have a burn barrel to burn that stuff. Excuse me. It's been a stressful week, just so you know. Last week, one of our dogs that we love and care about dearly, he's the oldest one in the pack right now, I think, he's got cancer. We found out today that it's aggressive, it's spread, and we could spend money having some surgery done and remove a leg and some other things, but it would only give him 2 to 3 months, and then out of that 2 to 3 months after the surgery, he'd be recovering for 6 to 8 weeks, and he's already in pain. So my line in the sand for him is when he can't get up anymore because he's not really using his right rear leg. When he stops getting up and moving around completely, then I'll take him in. Lose another one this year. Lost Sasquatch on March 19th, and Slim Dog is going to go sometime the next, as few as a few weeks to a few months. So, talking about suck factor. So, anyway, I just got off of Magic Preppers Live. I really like him and what he does for the prepping community. So, anyway, Chief Prepper, out.